You have a bookstore owner by the name of Sandra. Now, she originally moved from California to New Jersey. Now, she has a bookstore in Bayonne, New Jersey. She opened it August the 1st, 2017. Now, she had a incident right off the back where someone had left a note inside of her mailbox which says, "Get out, we don't want your kind here." Now, she was disappointed, but it didn't, deter her at all. She did not want to overshadow what happened when they had the grand opening. So the town was very receptive to her. People was nice. People showed up. They was happy to have her there. They had wraparound lines to go inside the bookstore. Now, they say over the past few years, she received, racist notes, emails, and phone calls with the same anti-black tone. But there's one that targeted her November the 20th, which her employees had told her was some very troubling emails. So they say the frequency of the emails, which contained anti-black slurs and were sent about 15 minutes apart, alarmed her. They was followed by a anti-black charged phone call to the little boho book shop that threatened her life. So she contacted, the law enforcement. She said they responded very swiftly. The Bayonne police launched an investigation, and it deemed as an act of bias and intimidation. And then when they were patrolling the area around November 21st, it said several officers on the post at the bookshop were approached by a man they were later identified as Qiuewn Zheng. They say he's 59 years old. Now, he uttered the same words that were in the email sent to the bookshop, police said. So Zheng was arrested and charged with bias, intimidation, cyber harassment, and making terroristic threats, and is being held without bail in the Hudson County Correctional Facility. So this was a Chinese guy being a anti-black racist. Now, the last, story that we saw with the young brother in Arizona, is Scottsdale, Arizona, where he just walked up to the brother and said that he was a racist. He said it so calm, if you remember that. And he told the brother, "We didn't want your kind here." He said, this is a N-word free zone. You remember that video? And now you have this guy trying to racially intimidate a black woman that just have a store. And see, this is what happens to a lot of black people, in business. We don't really get to just be left alone a lot of times. Now, we're not saying everybody in the town did that. No, because she clearly said that she had a warm reception from the town. It's these, those who have anti-black sentiments, and it don't have to be just a Mzungu. It could be Chinese. It could be whoever else, right? So this idiot, this anti-black racist Chinese, sit here and did that, and now he's jammed up. You get what I'm saying? I mean, they do this sort of thing. Now, they're saying that she said about a week later, patrons from the city and also other places came and sent, nice messages, but she talked about in the past that one person called and said that, "Do you sell the Quran?" It's a bookstore. So he said, "Yeah, I sell the Quran here." He said, "Well, I need 50 copies because I want to burn them and you and your bookstore." See, these are things that this woman is being told just for simply want to open up a bookstore. Bookstores don't hurt nobody. Really opening a bookstore today I think is a little bit more difficult than in the past, especially in the time of Amazon for sure. Where everybody can just really sell books now. You can self-publish and you don't have to go to a bookstore. Just Amazon make it easy. So this is, just trying to have a business that actually helps out that local community. But I'm glad that fool's locked up in jail, and that's exactly where he belongs. My opinion, he needs to be deported. He needs to go back to China where he comes from, and he can go be over there doing his thing. He do not need to be in the United States. It's quite, interesting that anytime I see any kind of immigrants, especially we talking about non-white immigrants, acting a fool. So you wouldn't even be in this country, it would be for black Americans. That's the one thing they don't even realize, because let's go back. This country used to have a law called the Chinese Exclusion Act. They didn't want no Chinese over here whatsoever. They didn't want them over here, right? And the only reason other groups got to come in is because of the civil rights movement and what black people have fought for. So you would think that, black people would be the people say, "Hey, man, I'll be cool with black people," because it wouldn't be for them, I wouldn't even be in America having the opportunities that I have today. But no, they want to join in with Team White Supremacy and have a bunch of hate for us. And that's sad. But, you know, like I said, Dr. John Henry Clark said that, and he's speaking collectively. He said that we just don't have any friends. But leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the situation with this sister and, you know, what she had to endure. You know, like I said, anti-black slurs, threats upon her life. But I'm glad that this particular anti-black racist was open to the police and just told them about it. That way it was easier to get his stupid behind off the streets.